Hey guys, we are back for part two of my series facing 90 years in prison at the age of 19. And I wanted to say thank you guys for the support. We are at 19 subscribers. That might not seem like a lot to you guys, but it means a lot to me. We are slowly working our way up to that 1,000 subscriber mark, so I can start monetizing my content to get videos and content to you guys. The last part that we left off, I had smoked weed for the first time with all those kids from the neighborhood, and I told you guys a little bit about how I grew up, and kind of my mom's addiction and all that sort of stuff. So I think today we are going to go from that point all the way up until around age 16, when I start trying all the party drugs and the pills and all that sort of stuff. So when I was in 7th grade, I had started smoking weed, and the reason why I even left it at that part is because that it was a pivotal point in my life, which started the trajectory to lead to other things, to other drugs. So not much happened between 7th and 9th grade. Just tried to get money whenever I could, to get weed, pool money together, to get a little gram, walk all the way across town to get a gram. This is when grams were $20, kids. You can't buy a pound for $600 back 10, 15 years ago like you can today. So, but that was what life was, We were just smoking weed, and we were starting to not be kids anymore. And those were the good times. But around 9th grade, I moved away from those apartments that I was telling you guys about, that I grew up with all those kids, and we still stayed in touch and stuff, but it wasn't like how it was before. But one of my friends from school that I used to smoke weed with when I was in middle school, we stopped being friends for a couple years. I don't remember why. It was just a stupid argument. But anyways, when I had gotten into 9th grade, he messaged me one time on Facebook and just wanted to reconcile, and I had no bad feelings anymore or animosity towards him around this time. So he messaged me and asked if I would come to his house with another friend that I hadn't seen in a couple of years either. They were over there, and my girlfriend at the time drove me over there. And when I got there, these guys were just rolling on the ground, and their pupils were super big, and they were acting super lovey-dovey, and I had found out very quickly that they were on Molly, which I had barely even heard about back then. And they were trying to pressure me into doing it, and I was terrified of drugs, because remember, I had told you guys about my mom's addiction, and I had categorized weed and every drug in the same box when it is many different boxes. But they pressured me enough into where I did it, and as soon as it hit me, I was doing the same thing that they did. I was laying on the ground and just staring at the ceiling and watching it move a little bit, and every ounce of my body was just exploding with just like gratitude and love and comfortability. If you guys have done MDMA or ecstasy, you understand that first feeling. That first feeling when you get like high off of a drug like that, you chase that feeling for forever. Nothing is like that first time when you roll like that. So Molly didn't come back around for like the next year or so. We did it that one time. We were always looking for it, but it never came around. But one thing that I'm going to call this friend, we're going to call him Michael, by the way. I'm not going to use real names. And he hadn't just been doing things like Molly since we stopped being friends. He was doing like pills and acid and like drinking and stuff. So I started drinking a bunch. and we started doing like Adderall and just all sorts of pills, and acid was a big one. We were doing those research chemicals like 2CI and 2CB and all those stuff that used to be around back in the day, the synthetic acid stuff. And that was a fun time period, exploring all those drugs. And I wish I would have known back then, though, what doing all that stuff at such a young age, how it would impact not only how my brain works today, like growing up with the damage of doing drugs like that. It sucked, and it led to addiction. I don't know if weed is exactly what you would call a gateway drug. I think it is and it isn't, but I think that people can be genetically predisposed. So some people can try weed and try it once and not even like it and never do it again and never touch anything else again. But some people, you just, you're around the wrong people. They'll pressure you start smoking weed, and then you swear you're never going to do any other drugs. You're going to just stick with weed, and then one day you try a pill or something, and then you see how that feels, and then it's off to the races after that. So that's what it was like for me. I remember I was single in between the beginning and end of 10th grade, and there was 2 girls that I knew, and I guess I kind of sweet talked them, manipulated whatever into giving me their Adderall prescriptions. One girl straight up had one, who was a senior, and another girl in my grade, her brother had prescriptions for them, and they just, they would just give them to me or sell them to me super cheap. And I did Adderall at school all the time, and did Molly and went to school. I actually took probably shouldn't say this, I took my driver's test when I was coming down off of Molly. My dad picked me up from school, and I just acted normal, and I did a really good job driving, which is just so stupid. It's not cool at all. It's not, whatever. But that's what it was like, and I think that's where we're going to kind of end here for this video. And then in the next video, part 3, I am going to get into the big boy drugs. I've been tried like meth and heroin and all that stuff, and that's where everything gets bad. So thank you guys again, and please, if you can, it takes 2 seconds if you guys just hit the subscribe button. Once I get to 1,000 followers, I can start getting, monetized to give you guys content, and that would mean the world to me, to be able to take care of my family just by telling my story to you guys. So I hope all you guys have a good day. If you have any questions or anything, or things you want me to make videos about or ask me, maybe I should do a Q&A. Just leave comments, with your questions and stuff. So thank you guys very much, and have a good day.